Northwest Comic Show.
What?
The Northwest Comic Show. The greatest thing ever.
The Northwest Comic Show is brought to you by the Northwest Comic Fest. This year with Brian Posehn. To find out how you can go to northwestcomicfest.com. Hey, this is Casey with the Northwest Comic Show, and it's a show about pop culture, all aspects of pop culture, things you'd see at a comic book convention, music, movies, comedy, etc. And today we have Nikki Buckno right here with Nikki Buckno Illustrations, right?
Yeah, well, that's usually how I brand myself, I guess.
Well, good. So you're an illustrator.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, and you went to college and have a degree, is that right?
Yeah, I went to the Pacific Northwest College of Art up in Portland for 4 years, well, 4.5. And I got my BFA in illustration, so that is a thing that I'm trying to work on using.
Cool. Yeah, that's good. I mean, you went there for a lot of years, so utilizing that, that's a good plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what made you decide I'm going to go into illustration in Portland, go to that college?
Well, it was kind of just like, it ended up being like a bit of a weird natural progression for me, I guess. Like I was always that kid that was like, I'll draw you for 25 cents like in school or something. So I've kind of been trying to sell my stuff since I was really little.
Okay, now you've increased the price from 25 cents.
I would hope.
Okay.
But yeah, I originally wanted to do comics and then found out I wasn't very good at sequential art. Well, I'm not like terrible at it, but like I'm also not really good at drawing like big buff dudes. So like my like original being like I want to work for like DC or something didn't really end up being something that worked very well for me. So I just kind of like have been trying to carve my own little hole.
Cool. You know, I've seen a lot of your illustrations and they remind me of you. They look like this nice young lady quite often, right? So let me see. What sort of materials do you use to make them?
I do like a tiny bit of digital stuff, but I normally do mostly traditional things. Like I'm in my sketchbook a lot, or like watercolor paper. I always start sketching with like ballpoint pens, which I know is kind of weird. But
I
like,
don't know.
I mean, a lot of people on like YouTube especially are always like, doesn't it freak you out to not be able to erase? And like,
yeah,
I
doesn't
like
it?
that. I don't know. I like having to live with my mistakes and draw over them.
So she's
I'm
got
kind of
like
weird.
this sick torture thing.
Apparently.
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah, I usually use like ballpoint pens and then watercolor and ink mostly.
Ballpoint pens, watercolor, and ink.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And like, is there a special kind of paper or canvas?
I like, for watercolor stuff that's not in my sketchbook, there's like these Arches watercolor blocks that are like waxed on all the sides, which is cool. So like you just cut it off when you're done with it and it doesn't like get all wrinkly, because like water on paper tends to make it really strange. But other than that, I just have like sketchbooks with really thick paper so I can paint on both sides.
Okay, so thick sketchbook paper.
Yeah.
How big? What are the dimensions of one of these pieces of paper?
Just standard, like 8x10, that sort of.
Okay, 8x10-ish.
Yeah.
All right.
The
cool.
loose stuff, I have like a zillion different sizes. I recently got like a pretty decent, like about that I've been trying to mess with. And
Yeah, about that much.
yeah, it's like
Cool.
14 or something is the long side. I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's
That's
bigger
awesome.
than I'm used to, but it's fun.
So is that like more challenging than?
Kind of. I'm used to like drawing a little smaller, so I'm trying to like spread out or something. I don't know.
Okay. You said when you were small, you were doing like these pictures for like 25 cents and things like that. Was it like a form of escape, or did you like lose yourself or free your mind doing that kind of thing?
Kind of, a little bit. Like, it was that and also like a social thing too, because I would like draw with people a lot. And I
Oh.
like draw my friends as the Powerpuff Girls and stuff all the time. So like, I don't know, I feel like I've always used art to like kind of connect to people in a weird way.
Yeah, but I know you're into like what, I don't know if you'd say pastel kind of colors. I don't know. Is that right?
Yeah, I'd say that.
You like the teals and violets and different things like that in your art. Yeah.
Yep.
And pink.
And
Yeah.
pink, a lot of pink.
Yeah. Great. All right. Well, how long does it take from beginning to end on a medium, what you would consider a medium size picture?
Usually really not that long. Honestly, a lot of it is sitting and waiting for paint to dry. So I feel like I spend all day on something, but like actually working on it, I spend like maybe 2 or 3 hours.
That's funny because a lot of people say, that phrase, it's like sitting and watching paint dry, and
I
literally.
literally do a lot of that.
That's good. Yeah.
It's less boring than you think it is.
Now, are there different like scenarios of dryness where you like kind of mix different colors or anything? Or
Sometimes, I don't know. My favorite thing is like just using too much water with watercolor paint and then just like kind of letting it do what it wants to. Cause like, I don't know.
that's out of control.
Yeah. I don't like trying to tell it to do things a lot of the time. So like a lot of the like splashy colors and stuff I use, I just am like, I'm just gonna make a horrible mess and then draw something on top of this later.
Oh, awesome. So it's like a base of a crazy mess?
Yeah,
Like
pretty
that's
much.
the base?
I do that a lot, yeah.
Oh, crazy mess base. Nice. Okay. So now you've had your art in different facilities and buildings. Where do people usually, like when they're not online or something, where do they see it?
Lately I've really just been doing like little conventions and stuff. I haven't really been, I need to get out and like hang things more, but like coffee shops and stuff. I have a friend that's opening a tattoo place soon and I'm gonna have stuff there.
Do you know what it's called?
Not yet, she doesn't have a name for it, but she's doing a Kickstarter very soon. So
Okay.
that'll be all over my Facebook page, I'm sure. Because I'm doing
Okay.
some rewards for the Kickstarter for it too, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice of you. Yeah.
Well, I'm getting compensated for it a little bit, but since she's
Okay.
a buddy, I'm like, I don't really care that much.
Like a tattoo compensation or something? Awesome. That's a sweet
As if
deal.
I-
Yeah.
Need more. I mean, I always need more.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think a lot of people who like tattoos do need more. Do you have tattoos of drawings that you've
None
created?
that I've done because I feel like I would probably get really picky about them later and be like, oh, I could have drawn that eye differently. But like all of the ones I have are stuff my friends have made.
That's really,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, so like when you have a tattoo, then it's like got this extra meaning because it was
Yeah.
something a friend designed. Cool. Okay.
I'm also friends with a lot of tattoo artists, so it works out. I get to hang out with my friends for a couple hours and have them stab me, so.
Well, that's kind of it's kind of strange because you associate your friends with being stabbed and stuff. So that's kind of like
But it's a good stabbing.
Is it? Okay, that's true. It leaves this
It's
like
not like an in the street stabbing.
Oh, good. You're right. There are different levels.
There's different levels.
Different levels of stabbings, different kinds of stabbings. Some leave a piece of art or whatever on your body forever, and other ones leave a scar. They just leave a really
That's so dramatic.
yeah. I had to.
It's
Yeah, I did. I wanted to make it really dramatic. Okay. Well, what is your website and everything online? Like, if we want to find out more, if we want to see more of your work, I'm curious where we would go online.
Well, I do have a website that's like an actual website that's just nikibuckno.com, which is where it has like just technically my portfolio and stuff on it. I haven't updated it recently, but I will now because people will actually be looking at it again. But
Yeah.
I
mean,
mostly
a lot of people are going to see this, so I mean, it's a good idea. It's a really good idea.
But yeah, other than that, I update my Facebook really often, and that's just Nikki Buckno illustration. And I think the URL is just like, what I don't even know how they make you home.
Facebook.com/
Yeah, and then it should just be Nikki Buckno ILLUST because I didn't want to put like the whole illustration.
You know what? You spell your name differently than I would guess. So let's spell it out. Let's do it.
It's just Niki and then the last name's Buckno. And I'm also on like YouTube and stuff, but the Facebook is the easiest way to.
She's on YouTube.
Because all of my links are there.
Yeah, and on YouTube, you have some really cool videos. You have their time lapse, so someone gets to see you start with just a piece of paper. It's just a piece. It's like a baby piece of paper, and you develop it into this masterpiece, a fine work of art, right?
I like that you use the word masterpiece. I don't feel like I deserve it, but thank
Masterpiece.
you.
Well, you should see them because, and you know what I noticed about some of your work, which I thought was really interesting, is like you're saying you start with ballpoint pens and things like that, right? You kind of leave, sometimes you leave kind of some of the sketch lines on, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't really get rid of them, so I just kind of draw over them.
That's a good point. You can't get rid of them.
Nope.
No, but they look good though. They look like that looks kind of cooler and unique having that there.
I kind of like ended up doing that by accident almost, like a long time ago, and then decided I liked it and just kind of kept doing it.
I like it too.
Thank you.
You know, no problem. It's the least I could do is say that because it's true. You know?
At least you're not lying to me.
Yeah. Not, I mean, sometimes, no, I never lie, no. I'm pretty good.
You had to think about that?
Sometimes, well, like, I don't, like, let's say you're like, hey, how are you? You know, you say that to someone, and then, like, everyone else is all, I'm good, I'm great, whatever. I actually really pause for quite a while, and I stop, and I contemplate.
You consider.
And then, like, if you're at the grocery line, and someone's like, hey, how are you doing? And I'm like, And then they're all like, okay, that's gonna blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm still trying to get to the answer of your question, you know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking about it still. They're like, what? What are we talking about? Anyway, it's neither here nor there, but it's been a pleasure having you here on the Northwest Comic Show, the greatest show in the history of the world. All right.
I don't know what camera
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Casey Okupi. We're behind the scenes of Marvel Universe Live. This is insane. This is crazy. This is an amazing opportunity. I get to ride a car. I get to learn about fights. And so do you. So get ready. Hey, it's Casey Okupi with the Northwest Comic Show, and we're behind the scenes at Marvel Universe Live. It's really exciting. We're talking with Nelson here, and you are Wolverine?
I play Wolverine, yes sir.
All right, well hey, it's a pleasure to
Nice to meet you.
talk
Thanks
to
for
you.
coming.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of physicality involved with this entire performance and everything. What sort of background and physical stuff do you have?
I come from a power tumbling background, military background, as well as bodybuilding. So a lot of physical attributes.
Wow. All right. So military, tumbling, things along those lines?
Yes, sir.
This experience, we experienced this last night, and I just put myself in the mind of like an 8-year-old, and this is like the coolest performance that I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you.
So, yeah, what did you think of doing when you were like 8 yourself?
When I was 8, I was thinking about joining the military already, and I was like an FBI agent in my head. So this is something that I didn't see myself doing at that age.
Sure, okay. So, yeah, this is, well, it's just utterly phenomenal from what we saw, and we're going to see some additional physical stuff.
Yes, we're doing some fight choreo. Show
Okay.
you some fight choreo, show you how the ins and outs of it.
Okay. Well, why don't we go ahead and take a look at that right
Awesome.
now? If that'll work. So you're Julie. You play Maria
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Right? So this is really intense. Do you know like about what kind of vehicles and things are used for this? Like what kind of vehicle is this that we're seeing here?
Well, throughout the show, we have many different vehicles and things going on. We have people flying, we have motorcycles, we have several cars, explosions, guns. It's very exciting.
Yeah, I see you standing on these vehicles and like, I don't know, jumping from one vehicle to the other, right?
Yes, so in our desert scene, we have 2 cars. This is a drift car, and we also have a flip car. So the choreography uses both cars, and quite a few people, too, throughout the scene.
Yeah, that's incredible. How do you learn, like, what kind of preparation do you learn to be able to jump from one car to another car? How do you do that safely? I'm curious.
Lots of practice, many rehearsals, and I originally have a gymnastics background, so flying through the air and flipping is a comfortable feeling for me personally.
Wow.
And then throughout the whole cast, we have many backgrounds: stunts, martial arts, dance, theater, acrobats.
Sure, okay,
Yes.
so acrobats, dance, theater, just tons of different performances. So there's all these different skill sets, you'd say, right?
Yes, yeah. So the trick is kind of meshing everyone's talents together throughout the show.
All right. Now you're about as close as I've seen to like a superhero in real life and everything. You know what I mean? Maria Hill, it's just amazing, and what you did last night with the performance. So when little kids want to be a superhero, for example, what should they be studying? What should they be looking into right now? Like, when did you start?
Actually, that's a good question. Honestly, I started later with performing. I was very into sports, gymnastics growing up as a kid, but I always appreciated the arts, and so then I started training dance and theater later as a young adult. So it's never too late to start, and the more things that you can pick up and learn, and lots of practice. The more you can train and practice, the better prepared you are.
Okay. So it's never too late to start. I think that's really cool. So
Yeah.
do you know offhand roughly how many people are totally involved with the theatrical part of this whole production, like from the rigging to the stunts to all these things?
A lot of people. This is the biggest production I've ever done. We have 54 cast members. We have over 50 crew members, and then along with merchandise, we're approaching 150 total people.
Wow. Okay, that's really cool.
It's
That's a lot of
massive.
that's a lot of crew and everything. Do you feel like really cool being able to be such a physical and prominent role model in like the Marvel universe?
I do. I think I'm blessed for all the opportunities I've had, and to be able to be performing and do what I do is very special to me. And then also just to have, I guess, that role model figure too, especially kids. I think we all need that.
Yeah, well, I
Lots
think
of
it's
role models.
I think it's really cool that we have we're a lot of times coming to the forefront. Like your character in the show, it's just a really awesome female role model and everything, and I'm glad that we're seeing a lot more different types of characters and everything coming into the forefront, you know?
I agree. Yes.
Yeah, well, this is really exciting. So I get to ride in this car. That's true?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna ride in this car. Let's do this.
How was the drive from back seat? Was it?
natural for me. Felt very normal. Hey, it's Casey with the Northwest Comic Show, and we're here at Wizard World. Right now, we're meeting with Michael Golden, the co-creator of Rogue. How are you enjoying the show?
I always enjoy the show, but this one especially so, because last year I got snowed in, so I managed to get out this year.
Excellent. Well, I see you're working on a Rogue sketch right now. Is that right?
That's true. Yep, I am.
Cool. Is she going to bring back that pixie hair, you think? And you think they're going to do
I
that?
have no idea what they're going to do with her. I just found out last year she's an Avenger now, so I have. Wow, yeah. See, you
That's
should
awesome.
know that.
No, I should. I should know that.
You should know that. But he has issues.
I have a lot of issues. Comic book issues.
Particularly the issue with Rogue in it.
That's exactly right, and I failed to bring it to get an autograph. That's one of my many issues.
That's it. Yeah. Okay.
So what all are you working on?
Here or
In general?
In general, I'm all over the map. In general, I'm doing games, concept art. I'm still, my day job is still as a commercial graphic designer. I'm all over the place. I just did for this show.
He's really a great guy, though.
Well, hi, boss. Speaking of which, I just did this for this show.
Let's see it.
Wow. Yeah, wow.
That's a spectacular print.
That's John. He's the boss.
Well, that's really cool. We got to see a new print about the Portland Trailblazers here in the Northwest.
And this one was for the last show. This is the Civil War variant for the movie.
Oh, cool.
And the comic book. See?
Check that out from the movie, the variant cover.
And we have them all here.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you very much for meeting with us, Michael.
You're
and
welcome.
I appreciate it.
See a therapist about your issues.
I've been told by many people to do so, and I plan on finding one.
The Northwest Comic Show. The Northwest Comic Show. The greatest thing ever.
The Northwest Comic Show is brought to you by the Northwest Comic Fest. This year with Brian Posehn. To find out how you can go to northwestcomicfest.com.